Right, let's now kickstart the official proceedings for this afternoon. I'm happy to announce that we have a towering leader this afternoon who's from the cybersecurity industry, who will share his point of view on battling zero-day attacks. He has close to 2 decades of experience in IT and cybersecurity. He's a proven leader, and there's no doubt about it. He's passionate about creating tangible business value using security solutions and innovation in order to drive and deliver positive business outcomes. Today, all of us will be richer as we learn from his wealth of experience, having architected enterprise security roadmaps, managing security operations, and most importantly, implementing strategic security projects. That said, ladies and gentlemen, I'd now like to invite Mr. Sunil Kulkarni, the Chief Information and Security Officer of Bajaj Allianz Insurance. Sunil holds a master's in business administration, and he subsequently completed a certification in information security standards. Besides a very official security job that he does, he also loves playing cricket, and most importantly, loves to review and read articles and topics on cybersecurity. Prior to his role at Bajaj Allianz, Mr. Sunil Kulkarni also led leadership roles at AGS Transact, Allianz Capital, HDFC, Life Insurance, and Wipro Infotech in the past. Welcome, Mr. Sunil Kulkarni. It's such a pleasure to have you, and we're looking forward to hearing your point of view. Over to you.
Thank you, Bijoy. Hope I'm audible, I'm visible.
Yes, you are.
Okay.
Yes.
The presentation is there, or you want me to present it?
No, we will present it for you.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks, everyone. Good afternoon, all, for joining this wonderful webinar from Profess. It's a pleasure having, and it's thank you the Profess team for providing this opportunity to me. I wanted to talk about my views on what I mean to from a cybersecurity point of view. I will not. So these are all which we discuss day in day out, and as a CISOs, there are a lot of people will be from CISO, who will be CISOs, the CIOs, the people that entire journey, that entire people are there in this webinar. So I'll not take much time in that, and we'll try to focus on a couple of things which are very much important from a zero-day point of view. So before getting into the zero-day and those risks and those kind of the mitigation, what we need to have for those, what are the challenges? So challenges, again, there are many challenges. There is no one challenge we can limit ourselves to. From an top challenges point of view, the first thing which I can understand, or which every organization is undergoing, is the undiscovered vulnerabilities. When I say undiscovered vulnerabilities, it is with reference to kind of a blind spot where we don't know what the particular vulnerability or what the particular software will behave and what are the bugs because these are all completely third-party applications which we use. So if I talk, majority of companies you are now rely on the third-party applications, and considering that it is very important for us to identify that particular vulnerability. So now what the shift has happened is now the companies have understood those things, and they have come out with a lot of vulnerability scans tools, technologies, and they are able to identify those automatically in a very proper manner, so that the cyber resilience will come down. The integration with OEM is very important because because we are completely dependent on the third-party applications, so we don't have any something which is homegrown. So that is the first challenge I wanted to talk about. The second thing is with reference to the cyber attack techniques. The cyber attack techniques again are they have a very high level of automation in place. The cyber criminals are they use, as what I've heard from my fellow people from who monitors the dark web. So they use the AI and ML to try and identify the relevant data, maybe kind of an access method to get into a particular system of a company. So that is no very advanced level of automation they have come out with, and so that is now which which very important for us to understand that how we can bring in those relevant intelligence beforehand, and then we can make it to we can then mitigate those kind of a threat. I will not take much time on that. So supply chain is again one more issue where there was a recent attack with reference to supply chain, where that attackers were able to compromise a particular company through an supply chain. And so that is again the companies are now trying to come out with those technologies. They are trying to prevent this kind of an attacks. From an advanced cyber attacks point of view, it is from the ransomware is going to be it's from last 2 years, and it's going to be there since next 2 or 3 years. This again, it's going to be a very sophisticated attack, and we need to have relevant protection in place. Again, it is very important for us to monitor this kind of an attack and have a detection technology which can be able to detect us beforehand, and we have a remediation plan or response plan which can we then have those as part of the blocking or kind of an isolation kind of thing. That is more important. The last thing is about data sharing. So being into companies like BFSI, we have a lot of data. We have a lot of data which we deal with, which includes PII data, PHI data, PCI data, a lot of data which we have, and which again it's a very valuable from a company point of view, because that provides a very good insight to not only the company as well as to the customers also. But how we protect the breach, because since everything is exposed, we have a lot of multiple partners integrations in place. There's a lot of exposure which happens, and that is where it is very important for us to tackle those kind of technology. We need to have those kind of technology to be implemented so that we can take it to the to avoid and mitigate this kind of a risk. Next slide, Bajaj. Yeah. So I will not talk much on that, because everybody knows. Yeah. Yes, that's right. So I will not talk about the major thing, because this is something which everybody knows, the incident trends. Like if you see the blue ones, the more the blue ones which are more prone to those kind of an incidents in last 2 years because of this pandemic. The incidents have grown twofold because of a lot of everybody is working from home. Everybody is having their own comfort. So the attack trends also have increased. The phishing attacks have increased, and if you see the financial institutions, healthcare, manufacturing, and public institutions, they're the most targeted ones. And so that is where we need to, as an organization, we need to focus on those kind of attacks, and try and build the kind of an incident response and incident detection and response plan to mitigate this kind of a threat. Going to the next slide, that is going to be our last slide. Wanted to just kind of give a view on that. So the mitigation strategy is something which is very important in today's the scenario, where that the threats are evolving, that the threats are changing their patterns, similar to what the COVID patterns are changing. So it is very important that we have an incident detection and response strategy and a plan ready. Because it's something like we know that that there's an attack going to happen, and there is no way out of that, and we can't do anything. We can't prevent this kind of an attack. But the most important thing is how quickly we are able to detect that particular incident and are able to respond and contain that incident. That is very important. Technologies like web application firewalls, like maybe you'll get more insight from the Profess team. So web application firewalls, the network firewalls, the IDS, IPS, these are all the standard techniques, the technology which is to be continued to be used. Again, the integration is very important, because generally what we have seen is these companies work in silos and they don't integrate, they don't talk to each other. That is more important, that we ensure we talk to OEMs, we talk to them, and we ensure that those integrations are there implemented. Threat management is very important, because basis Intel only will be able to set out a new course of action. So threat management, as part of threat management, we need to have those kind of technologies, or those kind of an intelligence service providers. We need to take it from the service providers to make it more efficient, and so that our incident detection and response are very well configured. configuration management and change management. These are the basic issues which generally companies are facing. And this is very important because a mistake in a configuration can lead to a leak of an S3 bucket, or could be an access to a firewall, could be access to a database. So configuration and change, these are the two components which are very important and should be included as part of the mitigation strategy. So this is overall what I wanted to cover as part of this entire session. So that very important is we understand what are the risks, we understand what is that we need to do, and have a proper mitigation strategy in place to make it go live. Yeah. So over to you, Bajaj. That's it.
Thank you so much, Mr. Kulkarni.